You win some, you lose some, and you draw some, and that's exactly what happened to the Scottish teams this week in Europe. It was a mixed bag for Celtic, Hearts and Rangers. But what does this mean for their hopes of going through? What does this mean for the Scottish coefficient? And what does it mean for fog football? Who's happy and who's not? We're going to find out right here, right now. Welcome back, guys, to the channel. Yeah, I was trying to be positive there, but I just remembered my team sucks. We lost 2-0, and it's 2 defeats in Europe in a row now. Our great start has been cancelled out. 2 wins, 2 defeats, it's all square.
I'm happy, you're not. Goodbye, until next time. Peace. We could end at that, but we're not going to end at that, because we have to talk about the Diddy competition first, don't we?
Aye, we have to talk about Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights, the Champions League nights. Now, I got to call out SPFL agent on Twitter. I seen him put up a post tonight saying that this Europa League is very weak, and he was saying that this is the year that's had the biggest gap, the biggest gulf between the Champions League and the Europa League, and he decided to tweet that, of course, at a funny point when Rangers had just taken a 3-0 lead. I mean, how obsessed can you get? Like, how insecure can you get about your team not having a good result as another team? That you have to post that is nonsense. And then he's bragging about how Celtic, he's tweeting how Celtic got more points at this point after 5 games in the Champions League than they do in like 40 years. I'll tell you what, it's because the Champions League this year's not as strong as it normally has been. All these competitions have got weaker with the added, amount of teams, and you've got lesser. Look at the Europa Conference League as well. The Europa Conference League has never been as weak as a competition than it is this year. Just like the Europa League's got weaker, and just like the Champions League's got weaker. You can't throw in some argument that somehow the competition that Celtic in has got tougher, but the other 2 competitions that Rangers and Hearts in have somehow got weaker. I think all 3 competitions have got weaker with the added teams.
I agree. I think you look at them, you look at the Champions League, people were pointing at when Rangers were drawn tonight, they were on 8 points and they were like 12th, but Celtic are on 8 points and they're 20th. But all that tells me is that the Champions League's got a bigger field spread than the Europa League. You look at the Europa League, and I think there's only, Dynamo Kiev got no points, but apart from them, the next team is Nice. They sit on 2. I think RFS are probably RFS and Qarabag are the only 2 teams that I look at on paper in the Europa League and go, yeah, they look a few steps below the rest. I look at the Champions League, man. This isn't because Celtic played them, but Slovan Bratislava, they're pissed.
Yeah, well, let's go on to it now. He also pointed out that Nice were only on 2 points, and that sums up the quality of team, the quality of opposition that Rangers were playing. And then somebody pointed out the fact that 3 of Celtic's opponents that they played, or at least 2, Leipzig, Slovan Bratislava, and someone else that I think Celtic have still to play, don't have any wins so far.
Young boys,
I think they've all got...
Young boys have got no points.
Well, I don't think Leipzig don't, and I'm not sure Bratislava do.
Yeah, so 3 teams got no points.
And his argument to that was, yeah, but they're all playing against world-class opposition. How can they be all playing... To suggest they're all playing against world-class opposition would suggest that every team in the Champions League is world-class. So, they've all been playing against quality teams, but Nice haven't. You see the hypocrisy here? It's insane. Not every...
Well, let's be honest. They've all 3 of them, well, young boys, 2 of them have played against Celtic. Celtic are not world-class, folks.
No, they're not world-class opposition, so...
What world-class opposition for me is like Real Madrid, Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Bayern, Barcelona, the top of European football. That is who you're looking at.
Yeah, but a couple of weeks ago, man, Celtic beat RB Leipzig, and I was on here giving them a lot of praise, as I always do, because I'm always fair, and that was a great result, not taking it away from them. But as soon as Rangers get a good result, all these they're trying to downplay Nice. Oh, Nice are crap, or the quality of the Europa League's crap. Well, we could turn around and say, well, you know what, the quality of the Champions League shit. We could turn around and say RB Leipzig have fucking 0 points. They're shit. I just don't understand why people can't just get behind the clubs for their country.
No, but I think the problem is, though, it's like, people can be biased, but you've got a person here who's like SPFL. They're supposed to be for the league. They're just not for the league. Anyway, let's talk about the Champions
Why
League.
doesn't he just call himself Agent Celtic instead of Agent SPFL?
Don't know.
Don't know, brother. No idea.
You know, you could have easily been downplaying Celtic's wins over Bratislava and RB Leipzig. RB Leipzig, no points. Bratislava, they're not a world-class team. Who are you trying to kid?
Yeah, I mean, we said months ago, man, that Bratislava are like a Conference League team.
There's a lot of teams in the Europa League that are better than a lot of teams in the Champions League.
Of course.
I would say there's at least a dozen teams in the Europa League that you could replace with a dozen teams in the Champions League and you're making it stronger.
Oh, absolutely.
That's not even controversial to say.
No, it's not.
That would be factual. If you picked the best 12 teams in the Europa League and you took it to 12 worst teams in the Champions League, that is what, if you switch them, you are 100% undeniably making the Champions League a stronger league.
Yep.
So to suggest that every team in the Champions League world class and every team in the Europa League is not, it's fucking lies. It's disingenuous. That's what it is right now.
Bullshit.
It's bullshit, brother. Anyway, let's get into this.
We're on a side there. Let's go. Champions
I know,
League.
but I just fucking hate people like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like it.
No, I know.
Anyway, let's talk about all the deflected goal Hearts had against them.
Who won the first half?
Aye, first half. Anyway, right, Wednesday night, Tuesday night, we'll start on, oh, fuck me, where are we? Tuesday, we'll start on Tuesday, 26th of November. But you know what? Slovan Bratislava, red card, only lost to Milan 3-2. That's a pretty good result.
That's a pretty good result.
They got humped off Celtic 5-1.
Maybe we're wrong.
Maybe
we
we're
are
wrong.
world beaters.
Maybe Slovan Bratislava are world class. Atletico beating Sparta Prague 6-0. Man City 3, Feyenoord 3. Let's talk about this. Man City had a 3-0 lead. Feyenoord pulled it back in the end to make it a 3-3 draw. The defending for the equaliser for Feyenoord, I don't understand what's happening here. How can Man City allow themselves to be facing a 5-on-1 attack at this stage of the game when they're trying to hold on to a lead? That seems unforgivable. You should never be committing enough. I could totally understand it if Feyenoord were on the receiving end because they're pushing bodies forward trying to get a win. But how do you, as the team that is leading this late in the game, how do you find yourselves 5-on-1 at the back?
No idea. I mean,
You talk about man management and trying to see a game out. We can all say how good Pep is, man, but that's like something basic that's unforgivable.
Have the wheels come off?
I think so.
I mean, he made like a self-harm at the end of the match, which here doesn't bother me. If the guy wants to joke about it, go ahead.
Yeah, but do you not think when you've got all the money and you've got all the best players, it's a lot easier to get good performances and get well, yeah, that exactly. But I mean, it's easy to look good when you have all the money and all the best players. See, when things start going wrong, that's when a real manager, that's when someone would show their class, and guess what? He's not showing it. This is an incredible run that City are on right now. I think it doesn't even feel possible that they should be on this run.
No, you're right. Like, they were 3-0 up here. I turned the game off, turned it back on. It was 3 each, and Feyenoord were on the attack. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, so I mean, like, I'm not saying you can't get bad results, but I believe is this his 7th game without a win?
6. 5 losses, 1 draw.
That's mince. That is fucking garbage.
No, it is, aye.
Anyway, Bayern Munich beat PSG by a goal to 0.
I didn't even know this game was on.
Inter beat Leipzig by a goal to 0.
Didn't know that game was on.
The mighty Leipzig. The great Leipzig.
The mighty Leipzig.
8 point Leipzig.
That great team.
Barcelona 3, Brest 0.
The same team that John Lundstrom pulled to their scants down.
Oh. Leverkusen 5, Salzburg 0. Big win there for Leverkusen. Arsenal 5, Sporting CB 1.
Good game for Arsenal.
Atlanta 6, Young Boys 1. Some heavy scoring games here.
There was.
Lots of goals in these Champions League matches. We're going to Wednesday. Serena Severa 5, Stuttgart 1.
Yeah, Red Star Belgrade, that's a massive result.
Yeah, I'm going to just call them that from now on, actually. It makes more sense than trying to pronounce that shit. Storm Graz 1, Girona 0. Bad result for Miovski's team.
Oh, the open net miss.
Not great.
It was horrendous.
Liverpool 2, Real Madrid 0. Big win there for Liverpool, but an expected win, I think, at this point, considering how well Arne Slot's team's playing and how...
Like, Mbappe's stock is plummeted.
Aye, I mean, he has, hasn't he?
Has this move happened too late?
You know what?
Probably not, because he's still young.
What do you mean too late? You're saying that as if he's in his 30s or something?
Yeah, but people...
I just thought he was always overrated. Honestly, no, a lot of people never even seen him play in the French league, and they just packed him on FIFA and they thought, oh, this guy's fucking quality.
That's the average football fan these days.
No, he's a good player, but I mean, he's not. Some people say he's better than Henry. Mind your neck.
You couldn't even spell Henry.
That's pretty easy, isn't it?
Yeah,
He'd probably spell Henry, to be fair.
Same shit, brother.
Anyway, PSV 3, Shakhtar Donetsk 2.
Great goal by Malik Tillman.
Dynamo 0, Dortmund 3. Celtic 1, Club Brugge 1. Carter Vickers there, costing his team. Celtic getting great goal though for Dyson Maeda. A draw, probably a fair result. I mean, Club Brugge didn't look interested in trying to win it late on.
Yep.
I think they wanted to draw.
You know what? Sometimes in games of football, it's just meant to be a draw. And I think this one is a draw.
If you just look
it's a missed opportunity because you want to win your home games, but at the same time here, it's a good. It's a good draw.
It's on paper. It looks pretty shite because Celtic have got better results against better teams. But when you actually look at how Club Brugge have been playing and the results that they've got in this year's competition, it's not a bad draw.
No, it's
a decent point. It's a bad draw if you really had hopes of finishing in the top 8. Then I'd say this result probably ends those hopes.
Yeah.
But in terms of qualification for the next round and securing a place in the top 24, it's a point towards that. So just depends on how you look at it.
No, absolutely. Yeah, what is there to say? It doesn't really matter what we say. We spin into some form of negative.
So I mean, it's a decent draw.
It's a decent draw.
I think the pundits were overreacting.
I think they were, man.
I mean, they need to actually remember where Celtic have been in the last decade in Europe. Nowhere. Yeah. So Celtic are having a good run this year, and this is a decent point against a decent team.
It's not even like Club Brugge peppered them. It's like the goal they scored was Carter Vickers.
I can understand if they drew against Slovan Bratislava, but Club Brugge are a decent side. You know what I mean? Like, it's a step up for that.
Club Brugge a couple of weeks ago beat Villa. The same Villa that are like in the top 8.
Yeah, so. Villa I think were top of the table actually until they played Club Brugge.
Yeah, so there you go.
Pretty sure they were leading the way.
Hadn't conceded a goal.
Monaco 2, Benfica 3. Aston Villa 0, Juventus 0. Bologna 1, Lille 2. And I believe that rounds off all the Champions League games. So, Lewis Ferguson's team, they're not getting a win as we look at the Champions League table. And we can see that Liverpool here lead the way. They are in first place. What does that little blue symbol mean? Knockout place confirmed. Oh, wait, round of 16. Okay, so Liverpool are guaranteed already. They're the only team that are guaranteed. Let me just read this again here. What does that mean? That means knockout. Alright, so they're the only team that's guaranteed a place so far in the So even though they're all saying that 10 points gets you through, Liverpool 15 points, they're the only team according to UEFA that are guaranteed at the moment to finish top 24.
There's 3 more games to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here, seeing the next match day, there'll be more teams through. We'll see how it goes.
Well, after the next match day, I'm assuming Liverpool will be guaranteed a place in the last 8.
Unless something massive
happens. It's looking like that way. So we've got Liverpool in first with 15 points, Inter in second with 13, then Barca and Dortmund with 12, and they're in third and fourth. Then it is Atlanta in fifth, Leverkusen in sixth, Arsenal in seventh, Monaco in eighth. So that is the top 8. Atlanta in fifth place, unbeaten this year in the Champions League, and of course they got that draw against Celtic, a good draw. Their other draw came against Arsenal, so Atlanta's results in this year's competition: 0-0 against Arsenal, 3-0 against Shakhtar, 0-0 against Celtic, 2-0 against Stuttgart, 6-1 against Young Boys.
They'll be upset they conceded a goal against Young Boys.
Yeah, they will. It's the only goal Atlanta have conceded. They're a good team. I mean, Atlanta's a good. Celtic's point against Atlanta was a good result. But what I would say is, I think you look at the games Atlanta have won, and the games you'd expect them to win: Shakhtar Donetsk, Young Boys, and Stuttgart.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to assume that Atlanta must have a couple of difficult games to come, because the only top team they've played that would have been in pot 1 or pot 2 would be Arsenal.
Arsenal are pot 2, I believe. So
they must have
2 pot 1s to go.
Yeah, and probably a pot 2, because I don't think Stuttgart would have been in pot 2.
No.
I'm pretty sure Celtic were pot 3 or 4. Anyway, Atlanta doing pretty well. Leverkusen, you got Leverkusen, Arsenal, Monaco, Aston Villa, Sporting, Brest, Lille, all on 10 points. I mean, right now, you have 7 teams on 10 points. Now, come the end of this, I mean, that's what I'm saying. See, come the end of this, it's going to be so close. You're going to have so many teams on the same amount of points. It's alright saying 10 is going to be enough. But, like, right now, 10 points is enough for 3 teams to get in the top 8, but for 4 teams not to. And I feel like when we get to the end of the 8th game, you're going to have some teams on 10 points that get through, and some teams on 10 points that miss out.
No, absolutely, but a goal difference is massive.
Fortunately for Celtic, I don't think they need to worry about goal difference because I think they'll get enough points.
Yeah,
but had they not, see if Celtic didn't have that big win over Leipzig, that Dortmund game could have cost them.
Could have, definitely. But Celtic are obviously a wee bit in the table. They sit in around 20th place. So
we moved down. You got Bayern with 9 points, Benfica with 9, Atletico Madrid with 9, AC Milan with 9. Then in the 17th place, we have Man City with 8, PSV with 8, Juventus with 8, Celtic with 8. So Celtic are in the company of City, PSV, Juventus and themselves. Not bad.
No, it's not bad company, but I think it just views why maybe Club Brugge will be viewed as a missed opportunity. But the next 2 games, man, they're against Zagreb, who are just below them. Zagreb, we went through it. They've got City. They've got Arsenal, AC Milan and Celtic. They'll be viewing the Celtic game as the easiest game at the 3. They'll probably go all out for that. Celtic, on the other hand, say you lose that. It's the young... I'm expecting Celtic to pick up 6 out of 9. I think they'll beat Zagreb.
Yeah, I think they will. Then we've got Feyenoord in 21st place with 7 points, Club Brugge 7 points, Dynamo 7 points, and then in 24th spot, last of the teams to get into the playoff rounds, we have Real Madrid with 6 points. Now, Celtic in 20th have a 4-point gap over the 25th place side PSG.
Which is pretty big.
4 points with only 3 games remaining. That's good.
That is very good. No, that is proof, though, how if they beat Zagreb, it's confirmed for me.
But let's look at PSG's 5 games they've played so far. They have played Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid, PSV, Arsenal, and Girona. That would tell me that they must have easier fixtures. I mean, come on, they played Munich, Atletico Madrid, and Arsenal. That must be 3 of their top 2 seed teams done.
Aye. But, I mean, Girona were pot 4, and PSV were pot 4. So
I think they've got probably a pot. They've got 2 pot 3 teams and either a pot 1 or a pot 2 team to play.
Something like that.
PSG, maximum points they can get would be 9. That would put them on to 13. If they can win 2 of the last 3 games, they'd go on to 10. Then after PSV in 25th place, you've got Shakhtar on 4, Stuttgart on 4, Sparta Prague on 4, Storm Graz on 3, Girona on 3, Red Star Belgrade on 3, Salzburg on 3, Bologna on 1, RB Leipzig 0, Bratislava 0, and Young Boys 0. So the bottom 3 teams, the only 3 teams in the Champions League with no points are Leipzig, Bratislava, and Young Boys. Celtic have already played 2, and they're set to play the 3rd one soon. So the 3rd worst teams in this year's Champions. Yeah, people want to talk about quality, and people want to run down Rangers as a big result tonight.
But this is nothing new, though. We knew Celtic got an easy draw at the start. And the 2 of the easier teams are to come.
Yeah, we did, but it's disingenuous to run down Rangers' result and try and just throw it away as they're playing against crap teams when, Celtic are having a really good campaign, but they've got a favourable group of fixtures.
No, I don't get, though. It's like, see praising Rangers and, whatever. You've got to look at Aberdeen last season. They beat Frankfurt, but they were abysmal in the league. You've got to differentiate between what they do in the league and what they do in Europe. Because see, at the end of the day, Hearts are 11th in the league. That doesn't change the fact that they should have beat Cercle Bruges and Heidenheim for me. Should have won both games. They haven't. So I see this whole gimmick though, where but they're 3rd in the league. That means they're shy. Why are they beating Nice? There's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, they've done well there.
Not many people are going to say that.
Not many people are going to say that though.
Anyway,
people would lead you to believe, right, that beating Nice 4-1
isn't as good as beating Bratislava.
It's worse than
Oh, but Bratislava's a Champions League team and Nice are not. Bullshit. Anyway, Europa League, let's talk about it. Lazio 0, Ludogorets 0, Alkmaar 1, Galatasaray 1, Qarabag 1, Lyon 4, Dynamo Kiev 1, Victoria Plzen 2, Athletic Club 3, Elfsborg 0, Anderlecht 2, Porto 2, Besiktas 1, Tel Aviv 3, RFS 0, PAC 2, Man United 3, Bodo Glimt 2. Big win there that Man United desperately needed, and at one point they were losing that game. Had they lost that game, they were in trouble, but that win now gets them into a healthy position in this year's Europa League.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't fear United. I don't fear Old Trafford. Bring it on.
Bring it on, as they say. Tottenham 2, Roma 2, cost my bet, I'd Tottenham. And always one team, only team that cost my bet, and I'm kind of sick of it at this point.
Tottenham fans going through him. Oh, he's got no passion, Ange. Fucking Tottenham fans don't know what it's like to win hee-haw. I think Ange is right. I think he is going to win a trophy this year.
League Cup?
Don't know what it'll be like, but he'll win something.
I think they're among the favourites for this.
He might win the morale one.
Or the first half
Yeah,
one.
I'll tell you what. We can all joke
What about
up
the first
here
half
about
one?
those trophies. Fucking Tottenham take them.
Fuck
Aye,
aye.
the first half one, they take anything.
If you're willing to take the Audi Cup, you'll certainly take the Morale Trophy, like
That's it.
100%.
We beat Ross County 6-0 last week, trophy.
Slavia Prague 1, Fenerbahce 2, Real Sociedad 2, Ajax 0, Braga 3, Hoffenheim 0, Ferencváros 4, Malmo 1, Midtjylland 1, Frankfurt 2, Nice 1, Rangers 4. It was 4 goals for Rangers. Nice did score a nice free kick, probably the best goal of the lot. Although, I mean, Igamani's second goal was good, so...
Yeah, it's weird. If you told me that I'd be frustrated with a 4-1 win, I don't know what I'd have told you pre-match. It's weird.
Bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit, but here, you look at the stats, looks like an even game. Rangers could have scored 8, 9, 10. Honestly, weird game of football. Weird game of football. And it was just the perfect example of how Taven Dessers, that's it done. That is it done. The game died when these players get brought on.
Yeah, it doesn't look good that they don't play and then Rangers take a 4-0 lead. That's...
Yeah.
20-0, Union SG 1 and Bucharest. Is that Bucharest? FCSB it is.
Yeah, it is.
0, Olympiacos 0. We look at the league table now. Lazio currently top, 13 points. Athletic Club and Frankfurt also on 13 points. Lazio and Athletic Club, two teams that are guaranteed to be in the next round. Whether it be playoffs or straight into the round of 16, but they will qualify.
Well, that tells you, no matter what, Rangers are guaranteed it if they win one more game.
Yeah, we have Galatasaray in 4th, Anderlecht in 5th, Ajax in 6th with 10 points, and we have Lyon, Rangers, Tottenham, and Steaua Bucharest all joining them on 10 points. So, yeah, Tottenham won their first 3, only picked up 1 point though at the last 2 games. A defeat against Galatasaray and a draw at home against Roma. A little bit underwhelming there for Spurs.
It is underwhelming, but you've got to say, like, Rangers, the highest British club in the Europa League. That's a good achievement. And you know what? Man United have played no one, really. I mean, they drew with 20. Sam Lammers battered them at Old Trafford.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, Rangers are above Tottenham. We have Man United in 12th place, unbeaten. Drew their first 3 games, have won their last 2 against PAC and Bodo Glimt. I mean, not the greatest quality of opposition, but it's a win tonight that's got them into a position where I think they'll be looking to maybe close in on the top 8. Had they lost tonight, though, they'd have been on the brink of not making it into the knockout rounds. So, Man United in 12. We then go further down. You've got a bunch of teams on 7 points. Roma in 21st. Porto in 23rd, Union SG in 24th, Hoffenheim are the first team missing out in the elimination places with 25th place, and at the very bottom, the only team not to pick up a point in 36th place is Dynamo Kiev, the team that knocked Rangers out of the Champions League qualifiers. I mean, Rangers must look back on that night and think, how the hell did... I'm not saying they would have qualified anyway because they'd one more game to go, but really bad losing to them.
No, it was, but we
didn't really know. We didn't know how good or how bad they were at the time, but I think we know now.
Yeah, they must be pretty shite. But then, but It's hard to judge, man. Can you say that Rangers got so much better since then, or was it so much down to that Yefty red card?
Well, let's look at the results that Dynamo Kiev have had. So they started with a 3-0 home defeat against Lazio. Then they lost 2-0 to Hoffenheim, 1-0 to Roma, 4-0 to Ferencváros, 2-1 to Victoria Plzen.
Well, the last two of 4-0 to Ferencváros, folks. I mean, what's that all about?
Yeah, that's not great.
I mean, 2-1 to Plzen.
No shame in losing to Roma or Lazio. And Hoffenheim, Bundesliga teams you expect to be good and capable of beating. You know,
yeah, I mean, you would probably
leagues.
expect minimum for Kiev to have 6 points by now.
Aye, but they don't, so yeah, they ain't going to go through.
It's time for the Conference League.
But their elimination's not confirmed.
Oh, that's good.
But I'm sure it'll be confirmed next week.
Putin might confirm it.
Well, he might, but yeah, let's get to the Conference League then. Let's look at the results. We have, if they're going to load, it'd be a good time to do so. There's none. They don't want us to see them. Oh, wait, they're coming. No, they're not.
They're done. They're no coming.
Nah, they've just given up. They've given up, just like Nice tonight. They have it. Oh, well, here they are. Here they are. Match day 4. This is it. Let's get into it. So, Thursday, 28th of November. Astana 1, Victoria 1. Molde 0, Apollo 1. Heidenheim 0, Chelsea 2. Chelsea have a win over Heidenheim. Done something Hearts couldn't do. Thought Hearts were unlucky in that game, but it doesn't matter in the end. Weren't they good enough? Didn't they win? Chelsea did. Chelsea looking good for this competition.
Yeah, it's like...
I mean, we knew that. We knew at the beginning it was Chelsea's to lose. And I think we've seen that Fiorentina are not a great side.
No, I think that is the problem though. Cause see, in this Conference League, you're getting the 7th best team in England, like the 6th best team in Spain. It's
yeah, I'll happily admit. See, the quality of this Conference League, it's fucking shocking.
Oh,
and I think no, whatever Scottish team does get into this, they should be looking to get into the next minimum, if not try and push for the top 8. Because there's not a lot of good. You've got one or two good teams from the top leagues, but even then, Fiorentina, they're the representatives from Italy. They're not great. The Heidenheim, the representatives for Germany, not great. I mean, these are not quality teams.
No,
they're good teams, but they're not. Chelsea are the only real team in this that look like they belong in the Champions League.
Who was the other team Hearts beat?
Oh,
they beat Minsk and they beat... Who else did they beat?
Somebody shite.
It was somebody shite, wasn't it?
Aye.
It was some Greek team, was it?
I'm not going to lie here and say Hearts have beaten quality opposition to get to where they are. They're not. This competition ain't good, so it is what it is. Cercle Bruges 2, Hearts 0. I thought Hearts were the better team, but it doesn't really matter. You don't take your chances, you don't win. Craig Gordon, though, did make some good saves. Can't really blame him for any of the 2 goals that were conceded.
Second's got to get dropped.
Second goal was a deflection. First goal, I think it's a bit fortunate, man. He scuffs his shot into the ground and it's it curls right into the corner.
Yeah, but it's pure defending. Need to close him down. All that good stuff. Didn't know what it was though.
What?
What?
What are you on about? Didn't know what it was.
I'm saying they didn't know where he was.
Does that matter? Still a shite shot.
No, it is a shite shot, but they should prevent him from getting the shot away.
All right.
No, but let's be honest, man. I've watched a lot of Hearts recently. They're toothless. They're like Razor Ramon without the toothpick. What's going on?
Don't know.
They're shite.
Take it up with Critchley.
Take it up with Critchley.
I don't pick the team.
You don't pick the team. They could get relegated.
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
No. We'll move on. New Saints 0, Dugardin 1. Unlucky for the New Saints. St. Gallen 2, TSC 2. Panathinaikos 1, Helsinki 0. Borac 2, Lask 1. Silij 3, Jagonanela 3.
What's that even mean?
Dynamo Minsk 1, Copenhagen 2. Noah 0, Vikingur 0. Fiorentina 3, Paphos 2. SK Rapid 1, Shamrock Rovers 1.
That's a good draw.
Good draw for Shamrock Rovers. To me, that guarantees them. I think 7 points would have been enough anyway, but that 8th point, that will see Shamrock. Yeah, congratulations to Shamrock Rovers for getting into the next round, man. Fantastic.
Hearts would take them.
Aye, take them.
To be honest, I'd kind of fancy Shamrock Rovers against Hearts.
Probably. Omanoia 0, Legia Warsaw 3. Olympia 1, Larn 0. Larn sent down to 10 men. Still no points on the board. Legnano 2, Ghent 0. And Mada Boleslav 2, Real Betis 1. Real Betis there with a red card, and that confirms the fixtures and results there from the Conference League. And if we look at the league table now, Chelsea lead the way with maximum points, as do Legia Warsaw in second place. So Chelsea and Legia Warsaw, 12 points, 4 wins. Then you got Jagiellonia, Rapid and Victoria all on 10 points, and we can confirm that those 5 teams mentioned are all guaranteed a spot in the top 24. So they can't be caught. They're guaranteed a spot in the top 24. Chelsea, Legia Warsaw, Jagiellonia, SK Rapid and Victoria, all going to be in the Europa League past this league phase.
Conference League.
League,
I tell you what though, you'll see Hearts, like, there's a really good opportunity to get far in this.
Oh, absolutely.
But they need to start finishing.
Yeah, they do. They 100% do. Right, let's go down the table then. So we have Fiorentina in 8th, Olympia 7th, Lugano 8th, Heidenheim 9th, Shamrock Rovers in 10th. Shamrock Rovers unbeaten in this competition. They have a draw, 1-1 against Apoli, 4-1 win against Larn, a 2-1 win against the New Saints, and a 1-1 draw against SK Rapid. Now, we can sit and say their 2 wins come against Welsh and non-Irish opposition, and they do. Can't deny that. But 2 draws against Apoli and SK Rapid, they're decent draws for a team the level of Shamrock Rovers. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And looking at this, you always knew that if Shamrock Rovers were going to qualify, they had to win their games against their fellow domestic sides.
Yeah.
And they've done that.
No, they have. And, I mean, will they finish above Hearts when the other 2 games are played? I think Hearts will probably get in front of them, but, again, Shamrock Rovers, man, it's another great opportunity for them to make more history. And they've also got they've got a trip to Stamford Bridge where it's not like they need anything.
Alright,
They
so
can just go out for they can just
payday. Nice wee trip for them. Be a good game. I'll be interested in watching that. So, yeah, Shamrock Rovers, having a great game, having a great competition. They're doing well. You got Cercle Bruges, who defeated Hearts tonight. They move up into 11th. They've got 7 points. They beat St. Gallen 6-2. They lost to Vikingur 3-1 though. So it just shows you that Cercle Bruges aren't a great side.
They're not.
And they were there for the taking tonight. Hearts are in 17th place on 6 points, won their first 2, lost their last 2. Then you got Ghent in 18th. Real Betis in 22nd place. Thoughts on that? Also, Copenhagen, despite a win tonight, only move up into 19th. Copenhagen, a team that we've seen do well in the Champions League in recent years.
Well, they'll probably do well when they travel to Tynecastle. Or when Hearts travel to them. So that'll be 3 points.
Although, I mean, what I would say is I think Copenhagen's had a tough run. They played that Polish side, Jagiellonia, lost to them, and then they picked up 2 draws against Real Betis and Istanbul.
Tough games.
And then they beat Dynamo Minsk 2-1. So, I mean, Copenhagen, the 3 games that they didn't win, they were against tough opposition. So
absolutely.
I'll give them a bit of credit there. Panathinaikos, the last team to sneak in 24th spot. Then you've got St. Gallen in 25th, and we go all the way down. The New Saints are in 29th place. Unlucky not to get something tonight. You look at their last 2 defeats, so 2-1 against Shamrock Rovers, 1-0 against Duggarden. Close games that maybe on another night they could have got a result from. Even their opening game, 2-0 against Fiorentina. The first goal they conceded in the 68th minute was a deflection. And I know a lot about deflections.
But see, why is that? No, but see, to me, though, that is incredible for TNS. We are talking about a team that's part-time. A team that is like the diddiest of the diddies.
We've seen Hearts play Fiorentina and lose more heavily than that.
No, it just shows you, right? People say about gaps, right? See when Celtic get beat 7-1, right, by Dortmund, and Rangers get beat 7-1 by Liverpool, and we always cry about financial gaps. There's no excuse for them. Like, there's no excuse.
No, especially when you factor in
like TNS.
Oh,
see if you're well structured and you're your discipline.
You can be competitive.
Yeah.
And then we got last place. We got Larn. Larn and Dynamo Minsk, the only two teams not to pick up any points. Larn sit bottom in 36th spot, and they could be relegated. Well, they will be relegated 100% mathematically unless they pick up at least a point, but depending on how other results go, a point might not be enough for them. So Larn, pressure's on them. They must avoid defeat next time out, or else they will be eliminated. Same goes for Dynamo Minsk. So Dynamo Minsk and Larn, up next, have to get results.
Well, I believe they actually play each other. So, well, I don't know if it's the next game, but the Lord manager left to move to the Irish League. So, don't understand why he would do that, to be honest. Why would you leave Larn with European football, by the way?
Bit of a strange one for me, but anyway, guys, I think that's your European review show done and dusted. We'll catch you in the next one. Any closing thoughts here?
Not really. I mean,
Does this get you momentum? Does this get you excited for the domestic campaign now, or do you think it's going to be the same old shit for Rangers?
I'll be honest, it's like Rangers beat FCSB 4-0, beat Malmo, didn't build on it, so why is this going to be any different?
Very true. That's it, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Fans' reaction and the SPFL preview show to come shortly, so we'll see you in that. Till next time, though, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. If you want to leave $10 million in the super chats as well, then feel free to do so.
That would be alright, if you want.
But only if you want, only if you can afford it. That's it, guys. Till next time. I'm not saying you're skint if you can't afford it, but whatever. That's it. Till then. Peace.